Jack was diagnosed in 2011 with a brain tumor, and he had a couple surgeries, and then his tumor grew, so we started chemo in 2012.
That's when we began to research the drugs that they were going to give him, and what we found out is that our son was going to be taking a drug that had been around since 1982, that it was kind of a scorched earth type of chemotherapy treatment. Rather than going in and cutting down a bad tree in a forest, it would just wipe out the whole forest. You know, my wife and I just kind of looked at each other and said, why? Why are we giving our kids a drug as toxic as this that's 25 years old? And as a parent, it's inflammatory. And what we learned is that the reason there aren't better treatment options for kids is because we're just not spending money on it. We as a country have proven time and time again that the diseases that we focus on and spend money on, we can improve survival chances. We can beat diseases when we focus on it and when we spend money on it.
Foundations like Team Jack are in fact the only way we get to do what we do. That, you know, well, the NIH and the pharmaceutical companies are really focused on prostate cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, the big adult tumors. None of them have programs for kids with these kinds of tumors, or in fact kids in general.
We decided to start raising money for research, to try to help these kids have better treatment options. So that's kind of how it started.
Well, Team Jack has really put a magnifying glass on a problem that we have in the state of Nebraska and made it known nationally and internationally with their work. Brain tumors involve such a great number of people who are working together to help that child that in order to get that team, you want something that's inspiring, something that gets people moving and thinking about how can we do better for children who have brain tumors. And that's exactly what Team Jack has done. We're
getting a lot of proposals from all over the United States, and even some overseas as other foundations that want to partner with us on some studies. So it's an exciting time. I think there's a lot of research that they want to do. It's just that they need funding. So, we feel like that's where we can come in and make a difference.
Here's a kind of very forward-thinking foundation that thinks not just about developing the therapies, but making sure they're available to the population in this region.
Please help us welcome to the field 130 special guests directly impacted by pediatric brain tumors.
I never imagined it would be where it is today, and it has grown so much, and we're just very thankful for what we have been able to contribute towards research.
I think what motivates me and the Team Jack Foundation are the families. Hearing their stories is it's heartbreaking, and you hear good stories, you hear bad stories, and so we kind of hope we rewrite those stories, and one day they'll all be good. And they've met so many great families, and they're all passionate and great advocates, and so every day I think it's important that we come in and work hard for those families.
Funding research is so important because, don't forget, 4,600 new kids get diagnosed every year with a pediatric brain tumor. That's 12 families every day that have to sit down with a doctor and have a very difficult conversation. We want those conversations to not be so difficult, and we want less of those conversations. And the only way that we get to that point is keep funding.
I would say that every dollar counts and that you're making a difference. I really feel like the things that we're doing are making a difference for kids with brain tumors, and we just appreciate anything that anyone is able to give, even if it's time. So every little bit counts, and it's helpful to these kids.
We are so incredibly grateful to all of our donors. We've got some amazing people that just continue to pour on support, and we're just so incredibly thankful, because without that financial support we wouldn't be able to do the kinds of things that we've been able to do. And so just thank you. That's the biggest thing that I'd like to say to any donor of ours.